You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere. This is your WLAK Daily News Roundup for Lake Air, 107.5 FM and 1260 AM in Amory.
For WLAK News, I'm James Kelly. Law enforcement authorities say a skimming scam detected in Duluth last weekend seems to be an isolated incident affecting less than 100 members' cooperative credit union customers. Earlier this week, authorities announced the launch of an investigation to determine if any other banks or locations were targeted by the skimming scam. The investigation is still ongoing, but authorities have not been able to determine exactly where the skimmers were located. Customers should continue to monitor their accounts for suspicious activity. Ashland residents can once again access the Vaughn Public Library at their new temporary location. According to city officials, the library is currently operating out of the former CESA 12 building near the Beezer School building, while the original library facility undergoes renovations. They expect the library to operate out of their temporary location until January or February next year, when those renovations are finally completed. The city will also need to pay $11,000 in rent each month for use of the CESA 12 building. On Thursday, the Wisconsin Supreme Court heard arguments on whether a man who was convicted of domestic abuse but later had the conviction expunged should be able to purchase a firearm. According to court documents, Scott Van Oudenhoven had his 1994 conviction expunged in 2019 and tried to purchase a handgun in 2022 but was blocked by the Department of Justice. His attorneys argue the conviction no longer applies because of the expungement, but some of the justices were unsure of the legality of the 2019 expungement. Following a series of snowstorms rolling through the region, more snowmobile trails are opening across northwest Wisconsin this week. Trails in Chippewa and Polk County were officially opened on Thursday, and trails in Rusk and Barron County officially opened this morning at 8 a.m. Other trails in Polk County, as well as in Sawyer, Washburn, and Burnett County, have also been open for the season already. The Barron County trails had not been open since March of 2023 due to unusually light snowfall last winter. Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin held a virtual town hall on Thursday to speak with residents about the priorities for and challenges facing the state's northern regions. Senator Baldwin expressed her support for various projects to replace lead service pipes, increase housing and child care options, and protect waterways from invasive species and climate change. She also noted conversations with former Wisconsin Congressman and now Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy regarding the importance of the Blatnick Bridge reconstruction project. With travel expected to pick up with warmer weather, the Wisconsin Department of Motor Vehicles is again reminding residents to upgrade to a real ID. Starting May 7th, regular driver's licenses or ID cards will not be accepted for domestic flights or entering federal buildings and military bases. To get a real ID, residents will need to bring proof of their name, date of birth, address, and social security number to their local DMV office. If residents are unable to get a real ID before May 7th, they can still use a valid passport to board a domestic flight. A competency hearing has been scheduled for the Rice Lake woman accused of assaulting a police officer while resisting arrest over an allegedly stolen turkey. According to court documents, 32-year-old Melanie Munt will be evaluated in March to determine if she is competent to stand trial. She's facing a maximum penalty of up to 6 years in prison and a $10,000 fine if convicted on 1 felony charge and 3 misdemeanor charges. The alleged assault occurred on January 24th at an apartment complex in Rice Lake. The Sawyer County Public Safety Committee has voted to approve a nearly $3 million upgrade to its public safety radio system. At their meeting last week, the committee recommended that the county board authorize about $2.8 million for upgrades to the system that handles the region's emergency services. The upgrades would include new tower locations and equipment to improve radio coverage across the county. The full Sawyer County board is expected to consider the proposal at their meeting next Thursday. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is looking for experienced hunters to mentor new ones. According to a press release, volunteer opportunities include mentoring a novice hunter, teaching in a classroom through hunter education programs, or helping with outdoor skills workshops and special youth hunts. Officials are hoping volunteers can help new hunters enjoy the sport in a safe and ethical way and pass down some useful outdoor skills. Anyone interested in volunteering can find more information on the program on the DNR's website. Researchers at the University of Wisconsin-Madison say their new study found softshell helmet covers do not reduce concussions for high school football players. The report was published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine and evaluated over 2,600 Wisconsin football players. Their data found 64 reported concussions during the 2023 season, 33 of which were sustained by players wearing the softshell helmets and 31 by players not wearing the helmets. Previous studies suggested the softer padding could reduce impact to the head. For WLAK News, I'm James Kelly.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Forever Bros, Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes are coming under fire from Kansas City Chiefs fans for having a double date with their best girls, Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes, fairly certain it was in that order, just 24 hours before the Super Bowl. What? Word on the street is that Taylor Swift ordered a huge Kobe burger and French fries, and according to Chiefs fans on social media, that could be exactly why the Chiefs laid an egg in front of a worldwide audience while trying to three-peat. No idea what Kelce and Mahomes had to eat, but after seeing the way they played during the big game, I'm guessing it had lots of tryptophan. Irate Chiefs fans, most of whom I'm guessing probably never played in a Super Bowl, disapproved of the double date, insinuating that said date and hanging with girls so close to the big game was obviously the reason the Chiefs lost. If only Kansas City sports fans provided the two football players with this information beforehand. It just seems like a no-brainer to me. You can't eat 2 days before the big game. There's nothing funnier than irrational sports fans. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power fans have been on pins and needles since October 3rd. That's when season 2 ended, and with multiple cliffhangers. Rest easy, ringlets, because the news you've been waiting for has arrived. Variety reports that Amazon MGM Studios has given the green light for a season 3. The show will shoot in London and is currently in pre-production. When season 3 drops, it will be on Prime. Here's a quick Best Picture nominees rundown. Sean Baker's Honora is about a young exotic dancer who marries the son of a Russian billionaire after a week-long courtship. Things are going swimmingly until Honora's new husband finds out his rich parents are not happy with the marriage. Some mob goons show up and hold Honora hostage while her new husband shows a serious lack of bravery and runs away. The film has a few funny moments, but too much of it is spent with Honora being kept hostage until the marriage can be annulled. I might have enjoyed it more if it didn't come with Best Picture expectations. Go see for yourself, though. Everybody has their favorite Saturday Night Live sketches from the past 50 years. If you're older, you might think Land Shark, The Bassomatic, or Bill Murray's Lounge Singer might be at the top of the list, but that's not the case. A new list from TheWrap.com lists the 10 funniest Saturday Night Live sketches, and the oldest one is from 29 years ago. It's important to note The Wrap's list only uses sketches from Saturday Night Live's YouTube page. Football fans hate the Kardashians. Those are the words of Kardashian leader Kim, who was referring to Tom Brady's roast last year, at which she was mercilessly booed. The boos were so thunderous, Netflix edited most of them out. Kardashian still claims she had nothing to do with that. On an episode of The Kardashians earlier this week, the former Mrs. Kanye West said she would never do a roast again because they are not good for the soul, adding that she never imagined that she would get booed. She obviously never watches her own TV show. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
We have more snow on the way late this afternoon through tonight into Saturday. We're looking at 3 to 5 inches, maybe even a little more by the time everything winds down on Saturday morning. Today, 23, 18 tonight, 27 Saturday. After that, it gets cold and stays cold through much of next week. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Outside now, it's 4 above.
That's your WLAK Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at lakeair.radio. The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.